What's up? Jackson from the Moto Academy here. We just got back from Arizona. The whole team's working really hard to bring all of that awesome content to you guys. Until then, though, I thought for this podcast this week, we'd give you days 1 through 3 of our Moto Academy 12 Days of Christmas giveaway. These are our best moments from those 3 live streams. And don't worry, it's not too late to get in there. If you're not in the app yet, sign up for the app. There's still until December 25th to get in there to win the grand prize, the final prize of 12 Days of Christmas, a trip out to Boston, go to the Gillette Supercross, and also the soft opening of our new Supercross track. All you have to do is sign up for the app to enter. Get in there before December 25th. We're giving away prizes every single day. Here's some of our best moments from the live stream so far. Hope to see you guys in there and enjoy the show.
Hey, Grant.
Yeah.
Why are we live right now?
Dude, I don't know.
12 days of Christmas, baby. 12 days of Christmas. We are live.
We got the whole shot.
Dixon balls.
It wasn't Dixon Balls got the whole shot?
Stuck did not get the whole shot?
No.
What? Who was our top? Who's our top 10?
Top 10. Dixon balls. Camden High. CMX 214. Isaac
They were
Robertson.
both here today, too.
Yeah. Where is he? Hiding in the bush somewhere?
Ray Venzer. Midlife Crisis.
Wow. Was
Midlife Crisis was here today, too,
Yeah.
I think.
12 days of Christmas.
Sweet.
Are you kidding me? Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see me okay? Shout out Dixon Balls for that whole shot. We got a whole bunch of people here, so we got the real GP. We've got local A class.
Hey, here comes Jay Stuck.
Can I get a question real quick, AJ, on the live stream?
Yes?
Okay.
And 1 second. Hold that thought.
All right, AJ.
Okay.
So I have a question.
Sure.
Why is it that you preach that the proper form and technique will prevent arm pump, but you yourself get arm pump? It's a genuine question.
I don't get arm pump as of late. The arm pump happens when I'm like thrown into a race environment when I'm trying to go faster than what I should be.
Okay. That's fair.
That's probably the easiest way to answer that. Yeah. Anytime you're riding a little bit too uncomfortably fast, you're going to hold your breath, you're going to hold on too tight, and you're going to get arm pump. It doesn't matter how perfect your technique is. If you hold your breath a little bit too much, and if you're just that's going slightly too fast, you're going to get arm pump. But like today, for example, I didn't get to ride much, but I got like 2 fast laps at the end. I don't get arm pump in that. I get tired because I'm completely out of shape, but I don't get arm pump.
That's fair.
Yeah. Do you get arm pump like riding in a casual?
No, actually, no. I actually really don't suffer from arm pump much. Because, like, when you say holding your breath, I'm surprised I don't hyperventilate, but I'll literally, like, when I'm riding, just to make sure that I'm not holding my breath.
Yeah.
At first, because then
really
once,
bad at that.
once I get in a rhythm, it's normal. But if I have arm pump, it's rare. It's really rare. But anyway, happy 12 days of Christmas to everybody.
Whole shot. We're live. This is 12 days of Christmas. We're live. J-Star just got the whole shot.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
I love this kid. Drew just having the time of his life. We got Grant trying to hurt himself. Okay, so the plan is, man, we got so many people in here. Guys, I hope you can hear and see me okay, because we've had 2 epic days. We're at Motoland in Arizona. Yesterday, we had, what was yesterday? Class. We also have Ezra Tate here. We have so many OGs here. So
Who's the OGest in the chat?
Who's the most OG? I mean, there's too many.
Coach Mitchell, what are you doing?
There's too many. Coach Mitchell's live from just New Zealand.
That's what's up.
He's sitting in an airplane at McDonald's.
Shaking Blake.
Shout out.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is
Our Benz has an actual Moto question. We got Premix Papa in here. Not McDonald's. We talked about this. So we had a class yesterday.
look, we go most.
We had 70 riders at class yesterday. So we had Coach Grant helping out. Thank God. And we,
Killed it, by the way.
did you get any coaching ratings from Jamie?
No.
Yeah, he didn't give me a rating. Well, that's because he was doing his own thing.
Yeah.
And then we also had Jamie, believe it or not. So this is. Did you go to that station?
Shout out Premix.
Yeah.
Love you, dude.
Was it fun?
Yeah,
Were they doing
because they
it
were
good?
because they were just doing stand-up drill the whole way. We were just doing the whole track, stand-up drill, whole track, one hand drill, whole track.
Perfect. So it's fun.
It was good.
Driver Jamie, there you go. Look at him, speak of the devil. Driver Jamie and Jackson had their own station on the vet track. So they have the whole vet track. So we use that as like the drill station, to where they just did full laps, one hand, full lap stand up. And then they would come to the main track, work half of it with me, and then go to what's her name? To Grant's station.
Jake Grant. Hey, Jake Grant.
And work his station. So it was pretty epic. We had 70 riders at that class yesterday, and I feel like it was still pretty organized.
I mean, for 70 people.
Yeah, it was good.
Highly organized, especially for 70 people.
Actually, no, the best group that I've ever taught that parks himself in a spot where you're like, not like, what are you doing?
Yes, true,
Mhm.
true. Thank God, because when you have 70 people and they start parking in the wrong spots, it gets out of hand really quick.
It gets whiskey throttled.
So we had a whole bunch of, let's come say hi to these guys, because there's a whole bunch of cool stuff going on. So we had Stark bring out, where is it? We had Stark bring out a couple of bikes for us for today, which is Moto Academy Ride Day. What I did for Moto Academy Ride Day is I paid for 40 of our members to come and hang out. Did you get fired?
I did.
Okay, that's fair. Haley brought the Starks. We're also utilizing Haley right now to shoot some Moto Academy new apparel that we're going to be coming out with. So hang on a second.
Social media? Round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. Yay.
Are you kidding me? So,
Hey, fist pumps, area. Fist pumps. Fist pumps. Fist bumps.
what's happening here? You shut the system down. Okay, so last night I was driving I was driving my children around, and they got into a conversation. This was probably a 5-minute conversation.
Yeah.
And in this 5 minutes,
15.
I understood zero of what you were saying.
And it was like nothing like crazy.
They were talking about takeovers?
Yeah, takeovers. We were talking about takeovers.
What's the reverse thing? A back? What is it?
Roll back. Roll
A
back.
roll? What is a rollback? It was a bad thing. Are these things? Okay.
Diddy?
Just quit while we're your head though.
You learned about something about baby oil?
No! Clip that. Clip that. Clip it. Chat. Clip it. Clip it. Clip it.
Something about baby oil? I mean, geez. Geez Louise.
So, and we got the embroidered. Pretty nice.
www.academy.com. If you don't buy this right now, I will show up to your door. Step.
Shout out.
Honestly,
Pretty nice, actually.
Do you want to just snap?
So those guys are going to be shooting with the help of Kalana, and those guys are going to be shooting the new apparel. So we have the embroidered crew necks, which are sweet. We got some new T-shirts coming out, which are sweet. Our Vans. AJ, when you have small jump face and you need to seat bounce, okay, can be dangerous already. Do you sit a little farther back on the seat to create more of a preload on a short face? Great question, and no, absolutely not. The short jump face seat bounce type of situations are the quickest way typically to endo and to get thrown over the bar. So sitting further back is only going to amplify that issue. A short, steep jump face to seat bounce, you just have to be really good at the timing of like that clutch drop to make sure that the power is matching how short and steep that jump face is, if that makes sense. So you should practice it standing up and doing a preload standing so that there's less risk. Learning that clutch drop, timing it so that you feel like your bike is getting the preload consistent that it needs. Then you can start sitting down after that. Some jump faces that are too short and too steep would just be ones that you don't want to sit down, period. So hopefully that makes sense. Good question. Great question. So what else? This has been epic, by the way. So we're going to keep doing these ride days, but there's something about Arizona that we have so many members in Arizona, and it's close enough to California. So like Kalana just hopped in his van and just drove from Southern California and spent the whole time with us, which is super cool. He's 17, like he's the most mature 17-year-old, but at the same time not, because I can't even understand half of the things he says. But he's so cool to hang out with. He's super helpful to have around. He just wants to help people. He's a Red Bull athlete, which is cool. Those guys went go-karting last night. Everybody thought his Red Bull helmet was fake, which is hilarious. We need a UK ride day. Yeah, we do. We definitely do. We definitely do. Look at these. So Kalana's up there modeling. Wow. That's like a Trans World poster. This stuff is going to sell like hotcakes. Wow, this is a nice one, huh? Size large was a good move, huh? Because it kind of fits everybody.
This is the.
It is.
They're nice, huh?
Yeah, so this one is going to be put on the site with my signature, and it's going to be worth quadruple.
Yeah?
Yes. Now that it's Ethan Quinto one.
Yeah.
I paid double, triple,
All right.
quadruple.
Oh, wait. I'm showing my legs, dude.
Is that Jackson driving that truck? That was a bad idea.
He doesn't have.
That was a bad idea. So what are we giving away today? What's day one?
Day one is
Signed goggles and gloves. My best pose. So we're giving away something in the app. And how we're doing it right now is I'm going to pick somebody that's in this chat. That's not how we're going to do it for all of these. I think as we get deeper into this, we're going to we'll have picked them before we come on live.
Yeah.
Because it's a bit too big of a deal.
Yeah.
But for the first few days, we're just going to pick somebody that's in the chat. Somebody live with me?
You guys are just all trying to get to the board.
The board's live.
The board's live.
Yo,
Breaks is
we are
also
live.
here.
We
Does
got
this
the
count as
boys
being
in
the chat,
here.
though? 'Cause I need-
Let's go.
Yeah, technically.
Let's go. We got Isaac. Oh, we got Shake and Blake, dude. Oh, pre-mix. Guys, I wrote
What
the
stock
start.
is in the Stark Bar?
I have no idea. You mean like settings or?
Don't know.
I guess it might be. I rode the Stark today, guys, and
It was set for 150 pound rider.
it was set for a lot lighter than I am, and that bike was so phenomenal. The front end plant was so phenomenal. The compliance was perfect. It felt so confidence inspiring. I mean, and I really shouldn't be riding yet. I'm on the snapped Achilles. I'm breaking in the new Achilles, and holy crap, the bike made me want to just like huck everything. It's so smooth. If you guys have not ridden one, and if you have not been to a Moto Academy class and got your chance to sit on one, highly recommend it. Just flying out here to ride that bike for the 3 laps was worth it. I don't like this guy, but I damn sure like the bike. So
He came for the AZ fan.
I came for the AZ fam, of course. 100%. It was great. I came for premix. I came for Drill TP. So I thought Primi called his name. I saw Primi call his name for a second. Sorry, Greg. I love you. I saw his name flash up really quick.
Guys, I just want to take credit.
That's an honor to be.
I just want to take credit for the fact that I invited Dave here.
Don't.
Huh?
Invited Dave.
Thank you. Thank you. No, it was not him.
So apparently what happened is everybody knew that Dave was invited, and they had all invited him a long time ago. And then I thought of Dave like yesterday and sent him a text and said, hey, would you maybe want to come hang out in Arizona? And whoopsie daisy.
Yeah.
Is it not a step in the right direction that you actually thought of?
Yeah,
you should have, like-
yeah, it is. It is. He still has not followed me on Instagram, but you know,
Yeah, Dave has to
Dude.
follow me on Instagram.
Jet?
Let's talk about it.
AC.
I don't follow you on Instagram.
No,
I'll change that right now.
terrible, dude.
I was like,
Ethan's got you.
Dave doesn't follow me on Instagram.
Okay, I got it.
Oh my God, this is a freaking outrage. So day one, just to be clear, is signed goggles and gloves. And what I'm going to do to make this extra cool is I'm going to give away, and I didn't really know this, I think the white gloves for Fox are, you can't buy them. Can anybody confirm that? Somebody told me that the Fox doesn't sell their white gloves. Is that true? Does anybody know? Does Fox sell their white gloves, or do they not?
They do.
They do. Do they? Jackson, does Fox sell white gloves?
The gloves I use. I think that's the actual glove that I use for the.
No, but those are athletes.
So they are athlete only.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's kind of cool. That's actually a good idea on their end. So I have some athlete only gloves, which I didn't know was a thing. So Fox doesn't sell them. If you have them, you're cool. I'm going to give these away because that's what I do. I just give away things that I really want. Actually, the more I want the thing, I give those things away. I feel like that's kind of like a little psychology trick I play with myself. But as much as I want to keep my white gloves, I'm going to give these away, and then I'll give away a signed pair of goggles as well. Did Allie just get a hole shot? Oh, no, somebody else just pulled the Allie hole shot. Shout out. Athlete that doesn't work out. I did 2 laps today. Exhausted, completely exhausted after 2 laps. But I did Pilates the other day with Allie's stepmom, and I think I'm going to start doing Pilates. I loved it. It was so like felt like yoga. And it like you can make it as easy or as hard as you want. Is the only guy in there. So I'm gonna start doing Pilates with all the GMOS.
You can buy
No, those are different.
Yeah, you can't get those.
Okay, so you can buy white gloves, but not these white gloves.
That same glove? Dang it. Dang it. It looks very close. It was really close.
Okay, maybe we lied.
But
hey,
but the gloves on the website don't have Motoland dirt on them.
so what's true?
Yeah.
And my
That's a
blood,
true
sweat, and
one-off
tears.
right there.
Cool. This is gonna be epic. 12 Days of Christmas, my favorite. Sad Guru, Cat, and Zero. That's right. You got it right. Okay. Should I pick somebody now? Should I pick somebody now? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a quick little scroll, and then I'm gonna just land my finger. That's how official we are with it. We're gonna do it that way, completely official. And then we'll keep this live stream short because it's hectic here. But I fly back tomorrow, I think. And then I'll be home for, I'm pretty sure, the rest of these, just about, let's hope. So we'll have our fun 12 Days of Christmas live streams. If you haven't been in these yet, they tend to run over schedule. They tend to get pretty funny at the end. And I hear myself everywhere. Somebody turn your volume down. Real GP. Real GP is standing 15 feet away from me with his volume all the way up. And all I can hear is myself. Ever since I said that you have to be in the app to win, everybody's just got their low-key has their app on that's hanging out here waiting. Austin Bot, are you in the app? Oh, dirty dog, you just got logged in. He's not, are you, needs more practices in there too? You kidding me? Oh my God, local A class is logging in. All right, here we go. Without further ado, this is for signed goggles, signed gloves. Everything gets cooler every single night that we do this. I think we have all of them in the app, so you can see ahead of time what we're giving away. It's some pretty epic things.
Is it showtime?
Can I have a Cheez-It? Oh boy, that sounds good. Okay. Drum roll. Signed goggles, signed gloves. Couple of scroll daddies. Scroll. Grant, let me know I'm still on track.
Yeah, you're still good.
Scrolling. You're
No,
freaking kidding me. No.
That can't.
But I mean, it can.
Can?
It's yes.
All right, so then do we invite
You
him?
guys aren't gonna freaking believe
I
this.
mean-
Austin Bot just freaking won the guy from gloves. Are you kidding me?
Never won anything ever.
He just logged in about 30 seconds ago.
I wish I was filmed that because it was legit.
Man,
I have never won a giveaway ever.
man. Hey. And that was legit too.
I save money on shipping.
And I can save money on shipping, so thank God, because I don't save money on anything.
And my phone died right after you said it.
Did it? No way.
That was
Wow. Clutch performance, dude. Clutch performance. Austin Bot, shout out for the signed goggles and signed gloves. And he was just giving me crap because he was standing next to me. He's like, do I have to be live to win this? And he wasn't in his phone yet. So he got in the phone, got in the app. That is so funny. What? So tomorrow is, congrats, Austin. That is so funny. Tomorrow is signed helmet. Pretty cool. I'll make up that shipping cost because the helmet's going to be expensive to ship. And I'm sure whoever wins will be in Australia or the moon or somewhere completely way too far away. Thank you guys for being in here. Thank you guys for joining for 12 Days of Christmas. Get in here every day. Keep checking the schedule and the calendar. Make sure you RSVP. Get it onto your calendar because we are switching the times. I wanted to make it so that you guys had an opportunity to get in here, whether you're in Europe or Australia or West Coast, East Coast, everywhere in between. I felt it was a little unfair if we just made it one time every day, although that is less confusing. It just makes it so some people wouldn't get a chance to join us. So make sure you're on top of these time changes. And when we're doing these things, but thank you guys, and I promise they'll be longer because I love the long 12 days of Christmas live streams that are just like a whole lot of nothing, but a whole lot of just hanging out. Grateful for you guys. See you tomorrow. 12 Days of Christmas, Austin Bot. Congratulations. Toodaloo. AZ lip gloss is still shining bright. My lips, RIP to my lips. 2 days of Arizona
all day in the sun. It was so much fun, but my lips are absolutely completely annihilated. Lindsay Taylor in the chat. We got a bunch of people in here. Okay, so tonight, Dawson 401 is in here. Long Decisions, Shaken Blake. Hang on, the names are just popping in left and right. Yeeted and Deleted, Nick Higgins, Cowie Ryan. The Youngbloods are in here. Ezra Tate. I put him into a wall last night in go-karts. We got Ralph Elkhart in here. Shout out. Here for the t-shirt. Moto. Merry Christmas, Moto. Ezra Tate twice. Did I do it twice? I only remember the once. I for sure put Moto Mac and Jude, good old Mark, and I put him into a wall too. But then yeah, karma came back my way, and Austin Bott absolutely annihilated me. So real quick, go-kart update. All the guys went 2 nights in a row. I typically go to bed at 7 p.m., so I skipped out on the first night because I wanted to sleep, which was probably a smart move. Moto Mac and Jude, whole shot, shout out. But I had FOMO, so I'm like, all right, let's make it happen. We all ended up going back for the second night. This was last night after the ride day. And it's the whole group. It's me, Real GP, Kalana, Jackson, Austin, Local A Class, Ezra, Moto Mac and Jude, and I'm probably missing a whole bunch of others. It was a giant group. There was like 13 or 14 people. What we did is we did the first 2 heats were our time qualifiers, essentially, and then the last race that we did, and what was cool is we had enough people where it was just us out there, which was actually, I've never had that happen. Usually you get a couple stragglers in there that it gets dangerous. So the first 2 acted as heat races, and then the last time we went out, it was the race. And so we stagger started from slowest to fastest. Ethan was slowest. Shout out Ethan. So he was first. I was fastest. And Grant was second fastest. So he was second to last. I was last. And then it was just absolute pure chaos. Cowie Ryan was there too. So Cowie Ryan got in a first turn pileup. And basically everybody was like passing each other all at the same time. Grant and I were working our way through the pack pretty good. Maybe I put Ezra into a wall, no big deal. I got up through, I think, Local A Class, and then Austin Bott was next on the list. I made a clean pass on him, and then it was like in the high speed, so it was a sweeping left-hander into the high speed straightaway. And then after the high speed straightaway, it was like a tight left-hand turn. It was the one turn on the track where you really had to lock on the brakes. So I passed him right before there. Now, had I passed Jackson right before there, I would have been a little more cautious. But it being Austin, I was like, I think I'm safe. I don't think he's going to hit me. So I opened the turn up as if nobody were behind me. And sure enough, he just wide open, never hit the brakes, comes in on the inside and spins me out completely. Dave Drakes was there also. I keep remembering people because what happened next is I got spun out on the high-speed straightaway and then had to go wide open backwards to try and quickly get turned around. So I'm going wide open backwards, and the first person I see is Dave Drakes, just the look in his eye, just stiff, doesn't know how to react, he's just driving completely straight. Then Real GP gets put into a wall. It was absolute chaos. I think Ethan ended up winning that moto. Kenny C18, shout out. Yeah, I am back home as of today. I think I have to fly to wherever my next class is on Thursday, maybe. Ethan did pull through when the pressure was on and it was for all the marbles. Ethan started first and held on to the lead the entire time. Pretty impressive. I think Grant came all the way up from second to last to second. Max likes this shirt. I do like this shirt. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. Today is also going to be another slightly shorter one. They're going to get longer each night, I promise you guys. Tonight is my first night home. I haven't been home for 3 or 4 nights. And Allie has been 1v1 with Millie. I think Millie's been a little difficult. The teeth are coming through, and Allie's had a bit of a rough go. So I'm going to try to relieve her of her duty here in a few minutes. Jackson just pulled a huge hole shot. Holy cow. Southeast, Nick Higgins. When am I coming to the Southeast again? I don't know. Yeah, it's got to be January, February at some point, I would imagine. Let me see if I missed any comments here. Thanks for popping in here, guys. Oh, we got Premix Papa in here. A lot of people in the chat. Premix Papa, what did you miss? You missed a lot in the team trip. Holy cow. Jay Stuck, did you manage to sleep on the plane? I slept like a baby on the plane. This is my strategy for anybody that flies. It tends to work quite well. So let me run you through it here. Okay, so plane strategy. Window seat. Although not really relevant because I don't lean against the window anyway. I go take the things, and the little flaps of the headrest, and I pinch them in as tight as I possibly can. And then I just sleep completely straight up and down like a mummy, and I don't move. As soon as you try to like lay more like this or lay sideways against the window, your back just ends up hurting. So I just go completely mummified, vertical, straight up and down. I don't even recline my seat because as I start to recline it, my back starts to hurt. So I just leave it straight up and down. And yeah, I had Arizona to Baltimore. So that would have been probably 4 or 5 hours at least. Slept the whole time like an absolute baby. What about you, Jay Stuck? Tried to sleep against the window. Didn't work. Sleeping against the window just never works. Never works. So Jackson, did we tell anybody this yet? Yeah, so Dave Drake surprised us there. But the way that Dave Drake surprised me is I get back to the Airbnb and Jackson comes out with like looking pale as a ghost, like as if something had happened. He didn't even speak yet, but just the look on his face, I'm like thinking, oh God, what did they do? What did they do? So I'm getting my dirty gear out of the back of the SUV, and he's like, you're going to want to put that down. Come in here right now. He's like, something happened. And I'm like, what does that mean? What do you mean something happened? He goes, something happened. Put it down. You got to come inside. And for some reason, my first thought was that I thought Kalana died. That's where my head went. So you know how when you imagine a situation to be as bad as it could be, the first thing my brain went to was Kalana's dead in the house, and I got to somehow help because Kalana died. So I get inside, and it's Dave Drake's. And I will say Jackson has some acting in his corner because he had me fooled. Sean S., do you plan on more TMA ride days? Yeah, especially after the Arizona one. And there was like so many things we kind of dropped the ball on a little bit with the Arizona one too. It was tough because we were so mobile with it that we didn't really have a home base of a setup, although people kind of knew where we were at. So we did kind of establish a home base, but we really need to do it with like tents and tables and like have like a proper, almost like a lounge or a hangout area where people can come hang throughout the day. And then I just have to figure out a way to structure my time. I think I just got eaten alive a little bit with like, it was great, don't get me wrong, but it was just one private lesson after another, after another, after another, after another. And I just went from the time I pulled in there and got my gear on to the time they shut the track down. Ethan and I were out there just one private lesson after another, which would be great for content as well. But it didn't really allow me any time when I was like saying bye to the guys to go to the airport last night. I was like, I didn't even feel like I talked to anybody in this whole team trip. Like it has just been an absolute whirlwind. So much fun, but it was so hectic. So Arizona will always be, I think, a spot where we'll have to do it because it's just there's so many amazing Moto Academy people in near Arizona. And then Northeast, I think we'll start probably doing one at Winchester because with our Supercross track and what we have planned at Winchester, that will make a lot of sense. UK is definitely a spot where I think it would make sense. There's a bunch of regions, Pacific Northwest. Yeah. So it's just tough because my schedule is a bit wild, but Jackson is in the airport. Shout out. Moto Mac and Jude. It was awesome. It's always so much fun when we get everybody together. What Justin said, I don't know if he said it in the podcast or not. I think the podcast next week will be the one that we just filmed with Justin, who won the trip. And he said that basically all of us and the whole experience was almost essentially exactly what he imagined it would be, which is cool because I think that a lot of times you meet somebody that you watch a lot on YouTube or TV and you expect them to be a certain way and they're not. And yeah, our group is just, we are what we are. And it's so much fun. It is so much fun. The Arizona crew is unreal. So tonight, without further ado, anyhow, I'm going to give away a helmet. And what I guess what I'll do is I will leave it up to you guys because it's way too cold outside. I'm not going to go out there right now. I have probably 8 to 10 helmets in that shed, some of which are the older style. And whoever wins, I'll let you guys choose whether you're going to wear it or not. I wear a size medium. There's the older style helmet, which I think I honestly prefer. And then I have 2 or 3 that I can give away of the newer style helmet as well. So you guys will kind of have your choice of colorway and helmet if you want the new V3 Fox helmet or the old one. I think that's what I'm giving away tonight. Let's hope. Let's see. Scroll and point. Oh, I was going to do a scroll and point premix Papa, but I'm going to do it different this time. I'm going to do a scroll and point. By the way, this might be the most people we've ever had in a live stream in this new app, which is cool. We're going to do the scroll and point, but yesterday we did a scroll and point based on the comments. I feel like that can be a little unfair because people are just trying to comment as much as they can. And if you guys are just in here watching and not actually commenting, then you don't stand a chance. So I'm going to go into the bottom left little thingy where I can see everybody that's in this live stream. And I'm going to do the old scroll and point in that. We're not going to do pick a number, Mike and Andrew. Don't even start with that. And so that way, yes, if you're in the live stream, you can win it, but you don't have to comment. Scroll and point sounds dialed. Okay, so I'm going to do it that way. Signed helmet, your choice. Once I pick the winner, we'll send you a message, or you can send me a message in here, and then I'll send you a picture of a few of the options. Tie goes if I win, redraw. Okay, scroll and point. Let's see, let's make sure I'm actually scrolling properly here. Scrolling, drum roll for the signed helmet, signed Fox helmet. We're still scrolling. By the way, if somebody on my team, if an employee wins, it doesn't count, obviously. Scrolling and point. Evan Beecher, C-Class hero, Evan Beecher, shout out. Signed helmet. Day 2, Moto Academy Christmas. Evan Beecher won it. Unbelievable. And that's a pretty good way to do it. We'll probably do it that way for the next 2 or 3 or 4 nights. And then when they start to get super, super serious, then we'll have them, like I said yesterday, we'll have them picked a bit ahead of time. Evan Beecher, are you in the room? Nope, this one isn't rigged. Yeah, Evan Beecher, bet. Do you wear a size medium? Because that'd be cool. No pressure. You could sell it for all I care. But size medium, if you do want to wear it. I'll send you some pictures of the options that you have so you can choose one. Oh, he is a medium. Nice. Love that. Super cool. Does anybody want to hop on here and chat for a minute? I'm going to go until 7:30, so I'm going to go 10 more minutes. And then I promise for the rest of these 2 that I'm going to get Allie and Millie involved. It's just, man, there's no consistency with having a baby. I'll tell you that much. It's the most amazing thing ever, but you never know what you're going to get. Right now, I think they're going to bed. All right, Ethan, popping Ethan in here. Let's see. Is he up at the airport?
We're here. Ethan is kind of the coolest. GP, you're kind of the coolest. Other than, I'm not gonna lie, my feelings were a little hurt. I thought I took that one chip challenge like a champ last night, and then when I found out it was a Dorito, I was like, dang, like I'm actually not as cool as I thought I was. So I'm a little upset, but I'm kidding.
Oh, by the way, did you ever get did we ever hear how Ezra ended up? Did Ezra survive?
He's still in the bathroom. Yeah, I heard he's still in the bathroom.
So I guess we should fill people in on this, unless we already did. Jackson insisted that there would be this super hot challenge. Can you guys hear me?
Sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah.
Based on the slowest lap time. And I wanted nothing to do with it. I don't care. I know that there's no way that I was eating that shit no matter what. So what ends up happening is Ethan gets the slowest time and has to eat the chip. But the real GP was a nice enough guy that he switched the chip out because he didn't want to ruin anything today. He switched the chip out with the Dorito. Here's the catch. Ezra knew that it was switched out. So Ezra thinks it's funny to, after Ethan has a little munch of the chip and goes, oh, it's spicy, but it's actually not that bad. Ezra just takes the pack and does this. The problem with that is all the powder and the chip residue is still in that pack.
Yeah.
So
it was crazy. It was my idea to do the last place too, and like the night before we did go-karts as well, and I like got last place like twice, so I was like, I'm signing myself up for failure, but I did pretty good the first race. I'm like, I got this. Second race, I'm drifting every corner, like reverse entry. If Juan in here, he can account for it. I'm like, there's no way I get last. I put in some heaters in the first 2 laps. Yeah, I got last. I was like not psyched on that, but I think we're definitely going to run the one trip. Literally, like I was Tokyo Drift. Like if you played the music, it could have looked like it was in a movie. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty sick. Kalana was behind me at one point. I'm reverse entry, like coming around the turn, looking at. I'm like, are you seeing this? Are you seeing this? It was so sick.
That Kalana had never been to a go-kart place like that before.
I can't either, but it shows. He was not impressive. I feel like the workers thought his Red Bull helmet was fake, and like they put his maps down or something because. He was not impressive, not impressive at all.
Hitters. We had me and Grant are usually 1 and 2. Like Dave Drake's was
yeah. Ezra though, that last race he did beat you. I will give Ezra his props.
Ezra did?
Yeah.
Jackson was up there every single time. Jackson was up.
No, I thought he was.
Wasn't Jackson there?
AJ wasn't passing guys.
No.
Should have been.
I don't know. I never looked at the standings. I just was like waiting for somebody to tell me if I got last place or not, and then that's what would seal my fate.
No, he did that the time.
Yeah. All right. So the last race was Grant first, then Ezra, then AJ, then me, then Alex, then Austin, then Dave, then Ryan, then Kalana, then GP, then Jackson, then J Stuff, then Mark.
That was the last race?
Yeah, or maybe the first.
Yeah, no, that was the last.
That was the last one, yeah. So, although I started in first, I had open track. I didn't actually get first time-wise, but
I feel like
we'll count it.
Okay, we're our first location. We need
that Andretti spot looks sick. Like, it had, like, multiple levels. It was dark. It had, like, neon lights. Like, it felt, like, straight out of Tron. And that would have been so much fun.
Mike and Andrew, any Freezy takeout awards? Yeah, Austin bought 100%.
Yeah.
You take out. I mean, a couple that were a little shisty, but I think Austin's probably would take the kid.
Yeah. It was. I mean, the other thing is too though. Like they maxed the races out at 10, and we had 13 people, and you also have to take into account we're all like moto guys, right? So like you put 13 moto guys out on a really small go-kart track, like you're bound for failure. Like I'm surprised nobody ended up like actually getting hurt because like it's just that's wicked. You can't do that.
It's chaos. Double trouble. AJ, is there SX racing behind you, or are you going to give it another go? So the deal I made with myself is I will train again for Supercross once I have my own.
No, yeah, we're like 4 or 5.
Is your recording?
Yeah, we're like a few groups out. The flight got delayed like twice already. Like we're flying in with snow right now, I think.
I won't be home till like Wednesday.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Grant said he's probably won't get home till Wednesday with the snow. It's wicked.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going back to Arizona soon.
Valley. Ethan, but I'm gonna send you the Christmas light thing we went to tonight was too loud to shoot any 12 Days of Christmas ads, so I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning and send it to you.
Sounds good. Okay.
Tomorrow, I don't know what time the live stream is, so if you guys want to keep popping into these for your chance to win, just go through
11 a.m. Yeah, for the UK guys.
Okay. Go to the events tab in the app and RSVP. That way you get a notification and you know what time they're going to be so you guys don't miss it. I know it's a little confusing that we're jumping around on times, but it just makes it so that everybody gets an opportunity to pop in. Sorry, Shaking Blake. But don't worry. I think some of ours that when it gets towards the end, I'm pretty sure those are mostly nighttime ones.
Yeah, I believe so. I believe so. And 11 a.m. EST, by the way, just in case anybody's confused.
And for the big ones, so when we get to like day 7 maybe and beyond, or day 6 and beyond, you don't have to be in the chat to win. So don't stress on that. We'll let you know if you weren't in the chat and you won. And yeah, there's some good ones. And you guys can go into the live events too. If you don't know what the gifts are for the next 10 days of 12 Days of Christmas, you can go out there and look. You can see the grand prize all the way down to what tomorrow is going to be and everything in between. There's some really good ones. So thank you guys for popping on. This might have been the most we've had in a live stream yet. So hopefully we can beat that record tomorrow. I'm going to go save Allie and Millie upstairs. Hopefully you guys don't get delayed anymore. Good luck out there.
No, we're good now. Hopefully we're good. I just want to say real quick, Jude is by far the best spokesperson I've ever met for the app. Like, probably like 100 times I had him come up to the camera and tell people to subscribe. So I'm really looking forward to editing that stuff. It's going to be awesome.
I'm excited to see that.
Okay,
guys.
Catch you guys later.
Thank you. Good job, Evan, out there. I'll send you a message. I'll give you that signed helmet. Toodaloo, guys. Lori. We got Lori in the chat. The Big BP, 2-stroke Trisket. Wow. Thank you guys for... I was concerned that the 11 a.m., a lot of the OGs wouldn't be able to make it. But we're out here. And today, I'm giving away actually some cool things, because both of which I don't think you can for sure you can't purchase the handlebars yet. I think Austin Bott got a set on his bike because I tested him on his bike. And then the seat, if you guys, this is a pro tip. Christian, yes, is that our first European in the chat? Christian, I did this just for you at 11 a.m. What was I saying? If you guys order Moto just got the whole shot. Oh, Peter, sorry, you are European. That's right. Whoopsie daisy. There we go. We got our Europeans in the house. UK isn't a part of Europe. I learned that this year, and I've confirmed that this year. There's a lot of arguments, but I think that was the consensus, is that Europe and the UK are two different things. If you guys order a Guts wing seat, or just any Guts seat, make sure you email them or call them and ask to have the Moto Academy patch put on the front. So basically right behind where you would sit. It's actually a really good gauge to know where to sit in the seat as well. So the front part of the seat, they have a Moto Academy patches that they can put on. It's not on the website. It's not for sale necessarily, but I ordered 330 of them like 2 years ago when I was going to give them away. And so they just have a whole bunch of them sitting at their warehouse. Sorry, midlife crisis. Gosh darn it. Now I feel bad. Maybe call and ask. Maybe they could send it and you can get it sewn on by somebody local. You could probably order that patch. Yeah. So if you guys have them already, maybe call and ask. Because it looks really cool. I have them on all my bikes. And if you order another seat, or maybe call and try and ask, you can get put on. So the winner of tonight or today will be getting a custom gut seat with that patch on the front for your bike of choice. Shout out Sean Wilhite in here. And Phoenix Handlebars has a custom, we're going to work on potentially a custom bend, but for now, we have a custom bar pad, which is cool. Did Austin ask a question up here that I missed?
Still working on a vintage seat.
With the question mark?
The question mark came after.
Oh, did it?
I think he's asking for some.
Still working on a vintage seat. Oh, yeah, as in like our Moto Academy seats? Is that what you're asking? Or vintage as in like an old school seat? I don't know. There's so many things that sometimes we have ideas and they're good ideas, but then they just get shuffled a little bit further off of our to-do list. It's tricky. We had a team call this morning. We have so many things that we want to accomplish, like the last couple of weeks of this year and then Q1 of 25. That yes, we're hiring again. So we found a position for the executive admin role, which is cool. And I don't know if we've announced this officially yet, but Dave Drakes is going to help us do a 3-month internship, paid internship, for a marketing media role. So if you guys have marketing and specifically marketing, because yes, we need somebody to work hand in hand with Ethan that can film and edit, but we really need somebody to help with kind of piecing together the overall vision. So Dave at the Collective Experience is going to help organize an internship for that, which I think will be announced in the next day or two. And then that will hopefully, assuming the person does well, performs well, that will turn into a full-time gig quickly. Because we need, we need some help. Things are escalating quickly in a good way. Michael Hart, shout out in the chat. Allie, did you want to say hi to the chat before Millie goes to sleep? You what? She will in a minute. Dawson 401, gotta run. Gotta get back to school before my mom kills me. Shout out for Dawson 401, get back to school. Thanks for joining. Thanks for saying hi. Sir Plump. What's happening, Sir Plump? Let me know if you need a welder, heavy equipment operator. But hey, as soon as we have a home base, we're going to need lots of those, I'm sure. Sean S., what do you envision for the role to accomplish in 5-10 years? So anytime that I hire somebody, and I don't know if this is unrealistic as an employer or not, my goal always is to create a position that essentially there's like infinite growth to where that individual is incentivized to stay with us forever. What I don't want is the Moto Academy to kind of be a segue of a job on their way to building their resume or trying to go somewhere else. Because as an employer, having an employee that comes and goes is, yes, it can be helpful, but it's a bit of a waste of time and money to train somebody and then to have them go. It definitely feels like it's a frustrating feeling because it takes a lot of money and time to get somebody there. AJ just completely stopped school for today. Teachers freaking out all over. Okay, so we're gonna start this lesson plan with math. We're gonna do some, we're gonna start with some basic division and multiplication, and then we're gonna go into a little bit of quantum physics, and then we're gonna end today with a trip, not a trip giveaway, with a giveaway. What else? What else is new? This is gonna kind of be maybe a slightly longer duration live stream that has no point. Just some light quantum physics. Nothing crazy. Allie, good morning. Daniel Youngblood, what are you answering math equations without knowing the question? Just 7. Just throws out the number 7 out there. It's correct. Daniel Youngblood, you're correct. So let's see. Keep your eyes peeled for the internship, because if anybody does have marketing experience, cool. I love to hire from inside of the app if we can. We've got the new admin role dialed in. What else? I have a call tonight with Winchester, so I'm going to know more and more about that collaboration. The Winchester, so our New Hampshire Supercross track, I'm unsure of how much I've talked about this. It was an idea in my head because, in my opinion, it has potential to be the best track in New England. It already, as it sits, is close to being the best track in New England. And it's only an hour and 20 minutes from my house. the more I thought about it, I'm like, this actually could make quite a bit of sense on any level of doing anything there. It's not far from things. It's close to an airport. It's close to cities. It's close to shopping compared to most tracks. It's in a really darn good spot. So the initial plan, for some reason to me, is I just saw the Supercross track sitting there kind of like not really kept up with, and it hadn't been a proper Supercross track for a long time. And I've had a Supercross track built before, so I knew that it's 15 to 25,000 usually at most, unless you're hauling in the dirt, is what a Supercross track costs. I'm like, all right, well, for $20,000, I can get my foot in the door and have a track. So why not? Let's start there. Even if I pay the 20 grand, have the track built, and we just use that only completely private, just to us to shoot content, still would be worth it. So the idea started there. And basically, as soon as I had that conversation, they gave me the A-OK that they could do that. I called the track builder. He gave me the price. They literally were digging the hole for the dirt that day. Within an hour, somehow, they had equipment there, and they were digging the hole to start bringing the dirt across the street from the motocross track to the Supercross side. So that happened pretty quickly. The track isn't completely finished yet. The layout is completely cut in. They still have to build a couple of lanes, I think 2 more lanes with whoops, and then they have to go back in and finishing touches to all the jumps and rhythms to where they have to like properly dig in and lip everything up and like make it proper. So that will come hopefully in March if the weather's good. And the more I thought about it, I was like, well, man, okay, well, sure, yeah, let's make it a part of the summer camp. Yeah, that's an obvious thing. Then I'm like, well, why wouldn't we be doing regular training there on a weekly basis, every single week, small group setting, semi-private sessions, to where we can get our content, but we could also have like a regiment of a training program. So that's going to be the phone call tonight. Like, how possible is it? How many days a week can we be doing it? Can we do it under the lights, which would be cool, especially for like school weeks during the year when people are getting out late and it's getting dark early. We can do the training under the lights, which is cool. Yeah, Caitlin, so we built the track in New Hampshire. And I bet you guys within the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a lot of this structure figured out. So we'll have private and semi-private training sessions on the website for that. Hopefully it will become my home base to be able to train our coaches. Where training our coaches right now is really difficult because I have to fly them all over the country or the world to get their practice in. So for example, two days ago, we had a class in Arizona. Coach Grant was out there. Coach Grant has probably done 4 or 5 classes as a head instructor with us at this point. But it's been over the course of like 6 months because it's just hard to squeeze him in. So he'll be able to get regular training. We'll be able to bring in new coaches and train them. We'll have a trip. We're going to have a trip giveaway. So actually the trip giveaway for 12 Days of Christmas is flying into either BDL Airport, which is my airport, or Boston, going to the Supercross in Massachusetts on the Saturday, and then going to train and ride with me at the soft opening for the Supercross track on that Sunday, which is epic. So it'll be a home base for that. It's going to be really, really cool. I've already been looking at buying houses in that town. It's a beautiful town and fairly inexpensive cost of living. And so that way you guys can fly in and rent a house if you wanted to, something nearby. I want to have places on site too, so you guys have a less expensive option instead of renting a house. We'll have Starks available for rent. Premix Papa just got the whole shot. Mind Moto, can I rent from you permanently? You are more than welcome to come rent from me permanently, Mind Moto. Bring the family, come move in, New Hampshire. Do it. Why not? You could work for the Moto Academy, and you guys can live right next to the track in a cool town. It's right near some ski mountains and stuff. Yeah, it's great. Let's see what comments I missed here. Sorry, guys. Daniel Youngblood, would you start training for SX at that track? Are you still waiting for an actual home spot? Yeah, good question. So This track, although it's an amateur supercross track, it will have 1, 2, 3, 3.5 lanes of a pro section that will kind of be like fenced off or hay baled off, somehow separated. It connects to the track, but there will be a proper pro section. So yeah, technically I could train for supercross on this track, and I think we'll see. So I'll buy a couple of bikes. Driver Jamie told me that they are making like a factory edition Honda 250F for this year, which I didn't know about. So maybe I'll get one of those, which sounds nice. And then I'll ride as much as I can. And if I start to feel good, it would be cool, because especially if we fly a trip winner in for this trip giveaway that we're announcing on Christmas Day, it would be cool for me to race that race and have the trip winner there for a race that I'm actually doing. I think that would be kind of different, because I'm not sure that we've done that yet. Sarah goes, a Winchester AJ collab happening right after I moved across the country. Makes me want to move right back. How epic would it be though? Because Sarah, like, you would have seen what Winchester was like. Not that it's not, an awesome place now, but when I think of Winchester, I think of when I was on 65s and 85s, like 2005, 2006, 2007, when they had the big 3-day regional events, when people would be lined up down the road to get in. The supercross track was legit. It was under the lights all the time. It was like such a spot to be. That's what we're going to turn it back into, and then some. So yeah. Sorry, Sarah, you might have to move back. Whoopsie daisy. Whoopsie daisy. All right, I'm going to announce the winner, and then I'll chit chat for a little bit after. So that way, if you guys have to leave and you want to win the thing, then we'll give you a shot here. So today's giveaway, Guts seat with the custom patch. So custom seat that you technically can't buy, or at least a normal person that's not in the Moto Academy can't buy. And then some Phoenix handlebars, sweep of your choice with custom Moto Academy bar pad, which is really cool, especially for those of you that are filming any first person stuff, GoPro stuff, and your bar pad is in it. It's just says Moto Academy right on it. That's really nice. The Phoenix bars are super nice. They have 2 heights, an 80 and a 90. I tried both in Arizona the other day, and I liked both quite a bit. So it's more of a matter of what bike you have, because each chassis felt quite different. Like, what I realized for the first time was how low the Husky was. And so I needed a higher bar bend on the Husky specifically, but I think on the Honda, I'll need the lower bar. Okay, so I'm going to do a good old fashioned Premix Papa. This scrolling point is brought to you by Premix Papa, and I'm going to do the scrolling point not in the comments, so it's a little bit more fair. Selena popping in with the drum roll. I'm going to do it from my little corner thing that has everybody in the live stream, like how I did it last night. Shout out Evan winning the helmet last night. So without further ado, the Premix Papa scrolling point for the handlebars and for the seat, the Phoenix handlebars and the Guts seat, the Premix Papa scrolling point. It's getting a little dicey because I really try to do this without looking. And the winner is Cade Copeland. Let's see. Can we click into his profile? View profile. Cade Copeland. Profile. Love anything 2 wheels. About me. Hey guys, love riding, been in the off-road my whole life. Love learning, meeting new people. We don't know where Cade is from, but shout out Cade. Shout out Cade. And no, not Cade Clayson. Cade Copeland. K with a K. Cade with a K. The Premix Papa scrolling point. Man, really pays off. Let us know where you live. I'm sure you live absolutely as far away as humanly possible. So get us that address and let's see how much it costs in shipping. Congratulations. Congratulations. And each of these are going to get a little bit cooler each night. Go on the live stream or the live events, or not the live events, the events tab in the app, and RSVP, so that way you guys get notifications and you know, are any of the giveaways going to be open to people not in the live stream? Yes, Mike Coops, great question. Yes, these first few are only for in the live stream because they're a little bit smaller things. I just figured it's kind of like fun and interactive to do it this way. I think after day 5, we start picking them ahead of time. because they start to get to be a bit bigger, pricier giveaways. So no, for the after day 5, I'm pretty sure it is the last 5 giveaways Ethan said you do not have to be in. So all of the really, really, really cool ones, you don't have to. You'll get a message when you win, whether you're in the chat or not. Premix Papa is a proud sponsor. Turn those notifications on. RSVP, because the times keep changing. I'm pretty sure tomorrow it is right back to like a 6 p.m. Eastern. So it's going to be later on tomorrow. Just trying to make it fair. We want to get my Moto involved. We got to get Christian involved. We got to get Peter involved. We got to get Mark 24 out there involved. My Moto is going to be absolutely sleeping tomorrow. Go, my Moto. You still got to be in the chat though. Just go to sleep and just pop in. All right, let's see. What else? What are some other updates? What are some other secrets I can tell you guys before I log off here? Vote for, yeah, Allie or Millie. Maybe Millie can do the scrolling point tomorrow. She's pretty precise. Like, she's got her dexterity of that finger pretty dialed at this point. So I think Millie will be a good, she'll be good for that. Do I have a chapstick sponsor? No. Well, did I ever tell you, Arbenz, I stopped talking about how chapped my lips were because it was making my lips more chapped. I was just manifesting into existence chapped lips, and so I had to shut that down. At one point, I was like, "Oh yeah, cool! Like chapstick sponsor makes total sense." No, not even a chapstick sponsor. Moto Academy chapstick, like we're going all out. And the more I talked about it, the more chronically chapped my lips were. Then I stopped talking about it, and my lips were fine and dandy until this weekend. But that's okay. We're gonna stop talking about chapped lips, and they're gonna get better. By tomorrow, they'll be good. What else? There's so many things happening. I know there's things to tell you guys. What else is going on? Oh, we shot new. Let me hop in the live again. If you're inviting people in, I have a question to ask the community. Sure. And Ethan, maybe you can remind me of things we need to tell people. What is on the bottom of this? All right, Ethan, I'm popping you in here. Any advice, David Starr asks, any advice for indoor rhythm sections, starting riding indoor and get worried about messing up sections and crashing? So great question, David. The biggest thing, Justin, I'll pull you in here in a second too. That would be cool. The biggest thing with Supercross style tracks, so indoor style tracks where you have jump, 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 corner, jump, 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 corner, is that people barely mess up one and then it just gets compounded. The issue gets compounded because they're thrown into the next section. That happens when people land front end up. So the first thing that I'll tell you and the biggest thing to think about is that your timing might not be perfect. Nobody's is, especially if you're just learning it. But as long as you start casing stuff with strength in your legs to hold the position and landing front tire first, that will limit. So if you were to totally botch timing and just plow into the landing of something, at least it's going to stop there. Your bike will push through and you can roll in and start rolling the next jumps. If you land like this and you get that kick and that catapult into a little bit of an endo, now we're into the next obstacle. Now we're flying off the back or we're endoing over the front. We're flying off the berm and getting whiskey throttle off the berm. Any big crash, honestly, that I feel like I've ever seen, especially from beginners, I mean, shoot, go watch Matt Burkeen's YouTube channel, where all he does is film arena cross races. They're hilarious, by the way. And Matt Burkeen, if you guys haven't seen these yet, go watch them. All of the crashes, almost all of the crashes are because people are landing like this. And they just, all of the bad ones at least, and they just get completely tossed over the front. For any of the people that are landing like this, they're usually good. I mean, if you land like this and we're talking endo, yeah, that's not great. But that's the biggest thing, David, is just make sure you're getting that bike leveled out, front tire first. And yeah, Komodo, you're right. Like, either nobody knows to do that, which when I tell people at class, it's amazing because I try to talk about it all the time. But when I say that at class, people are like, what? Land front tire first? That doesn't make any sense at all. Like, they just can't get it through their minds. And especially when you're in a panic situation, the instinct is to just lean back, get the bike away from you, and the next thing you know, you're doing this. And there's a lot of indoor tracks starting to pop up. So Yeah, people need to learn how to ride that. For our race events, I'm actually going to have like a demonstration during the riders meeting so that we can talk about the right way of doing things and give people a little run through of like, okay, here's a couple of key things to think about. Here's some things we need to make sure we're avoiding, just to try to keep those guys safe. And our track we're gonna have nets too. So any of the question mark corners, it seems like somebody can fly off. We're gonna have some nets in there. Is Ethan in here?
I am. My phone just fell. Good morning, guys. How you guys doing?
Shout out.
I just want to just like yesterday when Grant and I were sitting in the airport before the live stream, just kind of like, wow, like this is already over. It was so much fun to be at the track with all the members and just meet everybody. Like I've only been here since September, and it genuinely felt like I knew everybody for years. Like it was like the coolest experience ever. So I know Grant has done like live streams in the past, like a weekly basis. Sorry. Is that something you guys would be interested in me doing? Like a 1 hour, like not like 1 hour, but like we'll mark it off as 1 hour if it has to be 1 hour. But like I would totally be fine with like setting my phone up or something off to the side and like editing and just talking to you guys for a while, because it was so much fun to have that experience this weekend. So like any class I go to in the future, to like connect with you guys throughout the week, and then whatever state we end up going to, like to already like show up and see you guys and know you guys, like that'd be cool. So
Yes, do it.
if you guys would be interested in that, I definitely would be willing to do that on a weekly basis for sure.
With Ethan, and what it could do too is it could just Justin Stock is in the chat. Justin, how's it going?
My man.
It could probably honestly help like with some idea generation too, but
Yeah, 100%.
yeah, just to get people more involved with what you're up to, I think it's a good idea. So whatever day you're, and then we just start. I think that's a cool idea.
And I also like I have quite a bit of experience with editing like photos and videos and stuff. So like I would totally be willing to like have people hop on too, and like we could just nerd out. Like it was so cool to hang out with Justin this weekend, because like we would just nerd out on camera stuff for like so long. So like anybody who's interested in this kind of like world, I would be willing to like extend my knowledge and help you guys out and teach you what I know.
Sean was asking a question. He said, for future summer camps, is it possible to upload the files and videos to the app for us to review each night, since it's impossible to get everyone? So at summer camps last year, Ethan, you would have missed out on this, but at the end of each night, we did film review. And during the film review, I basically tried to like go through as many clips as I could.
Yeah.
Obviously, you run out of time. You can't get everybody.
Yeah.
This coming year at summer camp, I definitely want to make sure that we're live streaming that each night so people have a chance to watch it in the app. But that's a point, Sean, of having it somehow, I don't know how you do that easily, but having that live in the app so people can just get a chance to get eyes on their footage, whether I'm reviewing it or not.
Yeah, I think it's possible. It's just the logistics of doing it like at camp each night is like probably close to impossible with everything else going on. You know what I mean? Just to like make sure we get footage for everybody and like export. Like the exporting times alone would probably take quite a while, like if we were to do it each day. But I think there's definitely a possibility of like maybe like a recap at the end of the week or something. You know what I mean? For each rider.
We're still, Sean, we're still putting a lot of brain power into like thinking how we can elevate the experience for people next year. One of which would be like at the end of the week, we're thinking of a way to try and get somebody like a packet or something like to go home with that has a couple of photos or something basic that they know the things that they need to work on when they leave that camp. Yeah, the one thing that everybody forgets about when it comes to footage is the fact that you have to get it uploaded.
Yeah, it takes.
When you have a videographer shooting with a good camera, a high quality camera, and shooting in high quality footage, at the end of the day,
I spend so much money on hard drives every year. It's like, it's actually like insane how much storage I have. I've got like a stack of lacy 5 terabyte hard drives that could like go from the floor all the way to the ceiling. It's nuts.
Caitlin, by the way, if you guys are starting a women's podcast, if you want to do anything ever in collaboration with Moto Academy, or we can help in any way at all, let us know. Because I would love to have it be sort of like how Barstool has a bunch of podcasts under them. I mean, it would only make sense that Moto Academy has a bunch of podcasts under us where we can blast it out on our channels, get you guys the initial boost. And if we're all kind of talking about sort of the same thing anyway, especially when it comes to women's moto, 25, I want to make a huge push.
I like that idea.
Stuff, So
Komodo, shoot me a message. I saw your comment up there a little bit ago. I like the idea of photos is actually, that could be doable on a daily basis if you like just pick a section or something each day. Like you get like a couple stills of like your position and stuff. Like the photos is definitely a more doable option on a daily basis.
Yeah, and we could have a daily photo drop in the app.
Yeah,
because that's a lot easier. You could drop, let's just say, 200 photos.
Yep.
To the app pretty quickly and easily without editing or anything at the end of the day. So you could just like poster updates from the day. I mean, of course, it would be amazing one day to be able to do that with footage, but for the sake of simplicity, that would be cool to photos.
100%. And there's like, if it's not one of us taking the photos, there's so many great photographers in that Winchester area that like do that for a living. So there's 110% a possibility of that. We have actually, you didn't delete it. We've talked about GP being a host for the podcast. I mean, that's actually like an idea we're toying around with now, is like when we can't get guests that aren't associated with TMA, like having different people kind of come in on a weekly basis throughout the team, or even like it would be cool to have app members kind of host as well, right? So that's something we're kind of planning on. Sorry, Justin, you can go.
Oh, so that's what GP and I were talking about down there, was him and I like on occasion doing like some kind of podcast or something.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think it'll just make it like more enjoyable for everybody, especially like with AJ traveling so much. Like it's kind of hard for him to just get home from a flight and then podcast by himself, right? So that's definitely something cool to offer.
I'm always just trying to like keep up. Like it's very, very difficult. I think if we just this could be a good idea.
Meta, that's a great idea. Meta just said podcast that highlights one member and here's their story would be a great idea. I think I really enjoy that as well. You know what I mean? Just to kind of like spotlight people. That would be super cool.
Yeah, and it doesn't necessarily have to involve me. I think if we had a rough cut of a structure.
Yeah, it could be anybody.
Consistent, in like at least a little bit consistent.
Yeah.
Come here. Then we literally could have Real GP hosting one, or Premix Papa is a great example, hosting one without me on there at all. But it could be our regular main channel's podcast. Come here.
Yeah. No, I like the sound of that. I mean, especially with it being like the Moto Academy and us building the community, like why not give these people the spotlight, right? Like,
yeah, I can see you right here on the camera.
That would be awesome.
So for somebody like a Real GP or for Premix or anybody that maybe has interest in doing it on like a somewhat regular capacity, I have 2 extra Panasonic GH5s ready to rip. I have mic stands, because think about it, I have the van completely set up
for podcasting. Yeah.
And we don't really, I'm planning on selling that van. We don't really use that setup anyways. So I could send one to Premix and I could send one to Real GP, so they have a setup and talk about it'd be the same camera. I had them be 5 Shure mics, so I could send them each one mic. So we have the same audio.
Yeah, no, that'll be awesome. I mean, there's an app called, I think it's called Riverside or something along the lines of that, where no matter like what camera you use, it retains the full quality like through a virtual like Zoom type of call. So we have options for sure.
And we could, if that starts to catch on and you know, let's say Real GP or Premix don't have the capacity to be doing it all the time. Maybe we could figure out a postage system, a way for these guys to just kind of pass it along and send it to the next guy. Ben's wanted to do one for the following week. Like maybe we just have a little setup.
Yeah.
Well,
mobile. Yeah.
Something to where it could just get shipped all around. And we just like it. Yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
I know
No, 100%.
The one thing we're missing now, and maybe this is the idea for how we do guests on a better high scale level. Because if you look at Gypsy Tales, I know lately he's been in the US quite a bit, but prior to that, all of his podcasts were done remotely. But it didn't look that way. It was because he had a studio in California and people would go into the studio. It was made to match, look like his studio in Australia. And they had such a good system set up to where you couldn't tell. I think with ours, the background is less relevant, but as long as we have a good camera, mic, and light.
Good shot composed, 100%. Yeah, get a Pelican case. Yeah, it's just a matter. I guess the biggest thing with shipping it would be like the logistics of how heavy it is, because it could get like quite expensive to ship all that equipment. But
shipping it, like, let's say the takeover was for a month.
Yeah,
the takeover was 2 weeks.
That would make it.
You only have to ship it twice a
Once
month.
a month. Yeah, 100%.
Then it wouldn't be that bad if that's the cost of doing business with the podcast.
Yeah, and it elevates it tenfold. It definitely will come around full circle. Hi, Millie. How are your teeth? Let's see your teeth.
This is for her Motrin because she's got all her teeth coming in.
Yeah.
Probably not a good look, Millie, to be sucking on this on a live stream. People are going to wonder what you're up to.
Hi, Millie.
Say hi to the podcast or the live stream. Say hi. Say hi. Millie, say hi.
Jay Stuck. Let's get some highlights from the trip, man. How was it?
Oh man, so much.
Sleep on
It was, yeah, no kidding. I literally passed out at like 8 p.m. last night.
I got home
but
at
no,
like
it was
1.
awesome. I mean, I feel like everybody probably says their highlight is private lessons with AJ, but just all of it was just epic. I mean, go-karts was epic. I don't know. I loved all of it.
I'm glad. So a couple of things. We had a team call this morning where we debriefed the trip a little bit, talked about some things that we can improve for next time. I was really happy with, although that it did feel like a little bit of a blur because we had so much going on.
Mm-hmm.
And Premix Papa can attest to that, like on his trip, or Christian on his trip. We took the time. I think it was really good, Justin, that we took the time to stay home the one night with me, you, and driver Jamie when we did. I think that was actually a nice touch to the trip. Where like we were like kind of one-on-one time. You got to see me more in a chill environment without having to do a million people.
Yeah, that was nice. I like that.
Yeah, it was just kind of a good little break almost midway through the trip. So we talked about it this morning. That's going to start to become a normal thing. So like, even if we fly in everybody and we have the whole group, there's going to be the one night or something to where either everybody else goes out and we stay in, or we go do something separate, and I can just have a little bit more kind of one-on-one time just hanging.
Yeah.
So that we were able to do that because that was cool. And then we did get a lot of productive one-on-one time on the track.
We did, yeah, that was awesome.
2 private lessons, and they were awesome.
Yeah, so we started, I think the first thing we did, Christian said, get some, like Christian, like on your trip, right? I don't think, other than the podcast, was good one-on-one time, but the podcasts are still like the camera's on, you're just kind of under the radar. It's just good to get good chill time, just kind of like being ourselves without a million things going on. Premix Papa would highly suggest the winter takes time to breathe and soak it up. And that's another reason why I liked it. It's because it was an opportunity to kind of just like take a breath. Every time we go into these team trips, our goal actually is to simplify and to make it feel less chaotic. But it's just so exciting, and there is so much to do when we're there that it's much easier said than done. But on the ride day, when we got time to really get some seat time together and get private lessons in, we started with riding together, which is what kept happening. Is I would turn around and you'd be flying up over the jump. So you were pacing me. I was going at a good pace to where you were able to pace me and hit a few jumps. And each time I turn around and you would be either like showing me the thumbs up, or I could tell like your head would be shaking. This, I'm like, oh, I got another.
I got a pretty sick GoPro angle of you throwing that fat whip over Behemoth right in front of me, like when you towed me off of it. So
I remember watching that. I was like, Justin is definitely stoked right now. You tossed it like right, like side by side. It was the coolest thing. It was so sick.
I think Austin got that on film. Somebody showed me, right? I was on Austin's bike.
Yeah, I think that the photographer Adrian had gotten a shot of that. So you see like you tossing it, and then Justin's like right in the background of it.
Yeah, I sent the GoPro clip to the group chat so you can kind of see it too if you guys want to use it for whatever.
Oh, take a look. I didn't see that. I'll take a look at it. Oh,
Sean,
okay.
Recording, uploading film. You could always pull the card, upload on a computer while you use another card. Yeah, I think the biggest thing at summer camp, even for like this last weekend, is you need more than one film guy. Because there's too much responsibility on one film guy. We experienced that with Cross at Sunset Summer Camp. Was like Cross had to worry about filming for the media pass, which we sold, which was filming for individual riders. He had to worry about trying to make a summer camp video. I mean, the amount of deliverables that one and Ethan just experienced at this weekend. And I think we've officially learned our lesson when it comes to that. Like having two videographers on hand for any of the bigger events is.
Without a doubt. Well, it also just helps like split responsibility, and some people can focus on like certain aspects of what needs to get done, because we put out like quite a bit of content, so it just helps us cover our bases and make sure it's like all quality, you know what I mean? I think that's my biggest concern for you guys, is I just want to make sure that we're like giving you our best work, right? So
Premix Papa could be the official breath administrator on the team trips. That would be good. Man, you know what we should do? If I really want to elevate my game to the next level, we should do meditations.
Yeah.
For real. Like whether it be like that when that pool was cold, like we could have done like a cold plunge and could have done a short like 5-minute meditation in the morning, like as a group, to just like slow down and kind of set the tone for the day a little bit.
Yeah.
Instead of it feeling like a blur. I think that would be good. 1 to 60, no words.
I mean, that's my 5-year goal, is to have a whole production team under TMA, like a whole just media outlet. And kind of like you were saying right before with like Barstool, how they have all these different branches of content. Like that's kind of how I see the Moto Academy getting to an extent, right? Like we have like all these people who are influencers under the Moto Academy. Like Barstool has more than you can count on 10 people's hands, right? Like there's just so many people associated to that brand. That's kind of how I see our company like developing.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's inevitable, actually. I think that's the natural progression.
Yeah, no, without a doubt.
If you need somebody in the PNW, I'm your man.
What'd you say, Justin?
I said if you need somebody in the PNW, I'm your man.
Deal. Dave Drake's just got the whole shot. Oh, man, he comes out of the gate so quick sometimes. It's unbelievable.
Let's give Dave Drakes a round of applause. First time on the bike in quite a while, man. He ripped. He made that Stark look good, man.
It was honestly, Dave, and I don't give you many compliments either. I know you hate giving me them. It was the best you looked on the bike ever. You kept your feet in the pegs and it looked completely natural. It didn't look forced. And he had his elbows up, which I've never seen Dave ever ride with his elbows up. So, holy cow.
The photographer, Adrian, got a couple shots. I was looking through the album yesterday. He got a couple cool shots of Dave ripping.
There's lots of big brain activity happening this live today. This is a good brainstorm live, matter of fact. Sure is.
We got to do those fireside chats we were talking about.
or we just do like the idea live streams.
Yeah. I mean, hey, the 12 days of Christmas ones are good for it because there's not really a whole lot of an agenda to these.
Exactly, Gio. Exactly.
Yeah, Gio, 100%. Real GP said, can we take a moment to appreciate how freaking good Jackson's attack position is? I didn't see Jackson ride at all. I also didn't get a chance to see driver Jamie ride at all. I didn't get a chance to see Grant ride at all. I feel like I saw nothing. I
don't think Grant was talking. I was talking to him yesterday. I don't think he got much seat time. I know Jamie on ride day, like he rode like every bike there. He was on a mission. He probably tried every bike. He might have even hopped on an 85 at one point and ripped.
I'm excited to see the footage of me on the 85. I guarantee it, those clips will probably do really well. Like
even just so to give some insight, we picked this one left-hand turn after a giant step up, which had like the deepest rut on the track, and AJ at one point like dabbed his foot. So Weston, who's an app member, I was like, yo, like tell him he has to do 10 push-ups. He told AJ did them like immediately, right? And then in Weston's last pass through that turn, he fell over and did the push-ups as well. So it was like that'll make for like a really funny, like just short form piece outside of the private lesson.
Yeah, he was good too.
That track is so sick.
There were fingertip push-ups too, because it was all moon dust right there, and I was like trying to think. I'm like, how am I going to do this push-up without getting my gloves all disgusting? So I fingers. Kept the white gloves clean. Yep, kept them clean, and then shortly thereafter gave them to Austin Bott. Shout out.
That was hilarious, by the way. I'm watching AJ do it, and I see his finger land on Austin Bott, and I'm like, oh my goodness, there's no way that just happened.
Big yell off to my right side, like 60 feet to my right, and Austin's just over there.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Okay, cool. Well, I have to run. I actually have to dive inside of the app and try to get a little bit caught up on some coaching wanted and some messages. If you guys need me, shoot me a message tomorrow. Make sure you RSVP so you get the notification. Like I said, I think tomorrow we go on a bit later in the day.
Yeah, I think it's like.
So just keep it for that. What's tomorrow's giveaway?
Say it again.
What is tomorrow's giveaway? Do we know?
It's a merch pack, TMA merch pack.
Okay. Got to figure out what that means.
I'm gonna try to get the ball rolling on live stream. So hopefully maybe like midweek or later this week, like midday EST, I can get a live stream going. I definitely want to start connecting with you guys. So whenever that gets developed, we'll put out a message or something, and we'll get that going. Because I definitely want to reach out to you guys.
Do you want me to call you? I'm assuming. So you're telling me to call?
I think that's what he's saying. Yeah.
I think so. All right, Premix, I'll give you a ring. The hotline is open. Okay. Yep. I'll give you a ring. All right, guys.
Awesome.
We're at Cade. We'll send you a message. We'll get you those bars and seat shipped. See you guys tomorrow.
Awesome. Peace out.
See ya.